Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to allow me to share some thoughts. I'd like to share a part of a text as the basis for my thoughts today. And the text read in part this. When sharing a painful memory related to Asian hate and racism, the listener asked, "Why should I feel bad for that?" Asked, "I should feel pain?" The listener understood I had a bad experience. Situations happen. There are two sides to a situation. What I needed was empathy. What I got was, well, things happen, but it's not that bad of a thing not to be friends anymore. When I express countless times of rejection, I receive, well, you have better friends. They're not good people anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. The listener's right. Maybe the topic is move on from your trauma, how to be content in life. Is empathy in the Bible? And let me say first off that I did not have a very empathetic, and I'll explain that a little bit later, response the first time to this text. And it did stir a lot of feelings and thoughts in my mind. And so what I want to do is just talk a little bit about the difference between empathy and sympathy, and just express some ideas on where we need to be. So I want to not make this too much analytical, but this format doesn't really allow me to do much emotional kind of work. But let me start with this. Empathy drives connection, says social psychologist and best-selling author Brene Brown, and sympathy drives disconnection. So basically, empathy has to do with being able to draw closer to the person, and sympathy has more to do with standing a little more apart from that person and maybe speaking into the situation, not within the necessarily the person's perspective and things. So there's another definition that says that empathy means experiencing someone else's feelings. It comes from German Einfühlung, or feeling into. It requires an emotional component of really feeling what the other person is feeling. Sympathy, on the other hand, means understanding someone else's suffering. It's more cognitive in nature and keeps a certain distance. So you could say that empathy has to do with being able to feel, and sympathy has to do with being able to analyze or understand. And both of them are good. However, I believe if we offer sympathy to someone without empathy, it's incomplete and not very satisfying for the individual. Empathy is really, as it says, experiencing someone else's feelings. It's being able to spend time in that person's world and really experiencing what they're experiencing as far as feelings is concerned. Is that in the Bible? Yes. In Hebrews 4:15, we have this verse. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weakness, but one who is in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. So the translation that uses the word sympathize, which I believe includes the concept of empathy. And if you look at the Greek word that's translated sympathize, you'll see that it carries with it in its root to be affected with the same feeling as another, to sympathize with, or to feel for and have compassion on. So the Greek word really contains both these aspects of being able to understand, but also to feel. And that what I believe is the key to being able to understand and journey with another person, is to be able to empathize with that person and not just analyze the situation. So, like I said, my first response to this text was pretty analytical. I think I did follow up with another text, and I hope that was more empathetic. But I am not perfect at this. But I believe that it's very important, especially when we're dealing with social justice issues like Asian hate, that we don't just analyze things, but we really empathize and we really feel what is felt. And the other thing I wanted to share was I think it's important to really vocalize your feelings, no matter what they are. Your feelings are not invalid. What you feel is what you feel. That's part of who you are, and you need to be able to do that. That's what Jesus offers, is an opportunity for you to just be who you are at this moment and know that he will feel it with you. In addition to that, I believe he's given us people that we need to be sharing it with. So that is all, to me, part of the healing process, is to be able to share and then take what is shared and understand it to the depth of, okay, what are the options, or what can we do to maybe either feel supported and not alone in it, or at the very least to know that we're heard, understood, and we belong. So if you have any questions, you can email me at stan@westlight.org. I just pray that you would always know that the nature of God's love is whatever you feel, he wants to share it. Thank you for your time.